Beware, the following may contain spoilers for Halo the TV series. And now we've gotten used to Halo Infinite, the game, more opinions are starting to rise. Should the game have taken another delay? Are we being too harsh in criticizing the Halo show? Even if the show let Master Chief have sex and now the planet's doomed, can Season 2 recover from its controversy? Let's find out. Let's begin with why Halo Infinite's tank gun was removed and brought back again. Despite making quite a big impact when it came out initially, Halo Infinite has had a bit of a bumpy ride in 2022. And the most disappointing thing that happened was the removal of a fan favorite campaign feature, the tank gun, in Halo's Infinite Season 2. A big part of the fan base reacted extremely negative towards the decision to remove the feature, even after 343 Industries senior community manager John Junasek let it be known that the tank gun was a glitch and it was never supposed to be in the game to begin with, and removing it would ensure that Halo Infinite fit the developer's original intention. When the tank gun was first discovered, fans thought it was a neat reference to Halo 2's infamous Scarab gun Easter egg, which was quickly denied in a tweet from Junasek. But by then, the tank gun had already become instrumental in the Halo Infinite speed running scene, the tank gun being the weapon of choice for just about any run. Similarly, the tank gun was the go-to weapon for hunters who were trying to complete the game on lasso difficulty. And no wonder the tank gun, which is found at the top of Outpost Terminus atop one of the artillery batteries, and completely invisible tank gun is essentially a handheld version of the Scorpion tank's main cannon. Luckily, fans who were vocal enough for their complaints to reach the right ears, and the tank gun has since been put back. Following Halo Infinite should have taken another delay. Now we've all had some time to process what it is we've got when Halo Infinite got its full release in December 2021. This might be the moment to be a little more honest about how we all feel about it. Just because a game isn't as bad as Cyberpunk 2077 was, doesn't instantly mean that it's good. And when developers make lofty promises that we don't see come to fruition, it's fair to speak up and let them know we haven't forgotten. Xbox wanted Halo Infinite to be a free-to-play live service game, which requires high levels of engagement at regular intervals to work. And one of the game's biggest problems is its flawed live service, especially considering all player progression is tied to completing arbitrary challenges set by the developers, some of which are completely counterintuitive to the entire enterprise of the game, the series, and to be honest, even the genre. As it stands, it's clear that Halo Infinite just isn't capable of attaining the desired levels of player engagement either, with lots of people having lost hope in the game when they realized how much was missing compared to the previous games in the franchise. To this day, Halo Infinite lacks care features, most notably cooperative play for its story, the creative Forge mode, and broader multiplayer pool. Fixes have been promised, but whether they'll be in time to patch up the lost trust of its fans is another question. Next we have, when will Season 2 of the Halo TV show be released, and can it recover from its controversy? A month before Season 1 of Halo the TV series was even released, Paramount Plus announced that the show has been released for a second season, convinced that the series will pay itself off over time. As of yet, production for Halo's second season has not begun. Given how unprecedented the delays for Season 1 were, it's hard to make any predictions about when Season 2 will be released. It would be safe to hold on to somewhere around the same time of year as Season 1 came out. But can it recover from all the controversy that the show has steeped itself in, consciously or not? With the stepping down of Stephen Kane as Halo's showrunner, there will be fresh eyes looking at the project and taking it to a more fan-pleasing direction. Unless the course it is currently on isn't as disastrous as it all seems and we're just a little impatient. Maybe new showrunner David Weiner knows more than we do about Master Chief's arc, and Season 2 will be more true to canon than it may look like now. Even so, Weiner will probably still want to do a little course correction, and maybe the teasing of significant events like the fall of Reach and the discovery of the Halo ring will draw viewers back for Halo Season 2. Maybe now Season 1 is over, we see how the show was only just starting to gain momentum. Hold up, we're not done yet. Do you know why the Halo series is better than you think, even if the co-creator isn't sure what's going on with the show either? Next, we'll also talk about how the show let Master Chief have sex and now the planet's doomed. You don't want to miss out, so let's get to it. First up, why the Halo series is better than you think. When it comes to adaptations, there are a few things that have to be avoided at all costs. Obviously, it shouldn't mess with the original source material so much that it's all but unrecognizable, unless you have a death wish and want an entire established fan base to hunt you down. Secondly, you shouldn't overdo it with Easter eggs. And in its own way, this is exactly what the Halo series has done. Yes, there are lovely little Easter eggs, some nods to major in-game events, and even some live-action versions of some of the coolest stuff from the games. Not to mention the late-stage bait and switch that must have had most viewers screaming at their screens. They could have given us a recycled version of the good guy, Spartan vs. bad guy, Covenant story as seen in the games, but the creators worked with the creative freedom that making an adaptation gave them and did strike just the right balance between the new and the familiar by shedding light on the spaces between what the games have offered. Next up, Halo's co-creator isn't sure what's going on with the show either. Whether fans are just not understanding what the creators of the Halo series are trying to do, or the creators just have a vast misunderstanding of the fan base they're trying to serve, doesn't matter right now. What has Halo co-creator Marcus Leto to say about what has become of the franchise in its live-action form? Though Leto has never said he didn't like the Halo series, he's just a little confused about where the inspiration has come from, especially for the more racy scenes that have popped up towards the end of Halo Season 1. Leto said that the series was just so different from the Halo universe that he helped create, almost like it's taking place in an entire different universe. Well, maybe because it is. Technically, the Halo series is taking place in the Halo Silver timeline, which has no direct link with the book or even video game timeline, meaning it's also not considered to be core canon. The creators made a conscious decision to step away from the official timeline so they can make the most of the creative freedom, and it's just a shame that the series hasn't been received as such by everyone. But although Leto has some mixed feelings about the series, he did have some good things to say as well. He did actually like some of the battle scenes, and there was some great VFX. The plasma hit effects in particular tickled him. And at last, the Halo show let Master Chief have sex and now the planet's doomed. Sounds a bit silly even to anyone who isn't intimately familiar with what is canon for Halo or not, or anyone who is aware that all this is taking place in the Silver timeline anyway. Earlier in the season, John removes a pellet that was suppressing his emotions, making him more emotionally open as a result. And Mackie started feeling more close with him due to their similar ability in being able to decipher the visions left by the Forerunner artifact. Well, that and the fact that they had a shared vision of the Halo ring is what gave John and Mackie feelings for each other. And because they couldn't control themselves and hooked up, now Reach's end is near. Of all the diversions deeper into creative freedom, this is one scene that has fans from all over the world gag. A scene that was made even weirder by the fact that Cortana, John's AI partner, was watching the two the whole time it happened. This is nothing like the simple killing machine that they were expecting. These are not the scenes we were expecting, but now the dust of the initial shock has settled. Fans must realize that the Halo series is, after all, an adaptation. And we did end with the cold-blooded killer we were all praying for from the beginning. But now we know where Master Chief may have found his origins. Shouldn't we know better? In any case, it's too soon to write this series off yet, and we can't wait to see how everything will be resolved in Halo Season 2 of the TV show. And that wraps it up. Thanks for watching. See you next time.